Tylan Wallace has room. Oh, go, 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 go! Oh my God! Oh my God! Tylan Wallace! No way! Oh! Yeah! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Hey! Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Look at this. Wow. You've got no idea how many times I've watched that video in the last 24 hours.
Joshua,
Burns, happy Victory Monday to both of us.
we're fucking cooking, baby. Chef Boyardee is live.
Victory
Well,
Monday to both of us.
today is a good day. The Lions come into Soldier Field and get their asses handed to them. I love the Chicago Bears. We're having a good day, right, dog? All right, go. We're having a good day. I got the chef's outfit on. Here's the thing. Number one. That was the most start. That was the most away fans I've ever seen at Soldier Field.
And do you remember what I said earlier in the year? The most
Yeah.
away fans I've ever seen in M&T Bank Stadium.
But they came for no reason. They came for no reason at all because Justin Fields and the boy. You like my fit, by the way?
Yeah, actually, that is pretty nice.
Yeah. Because Justin Fields and the boys went out there and went to fucking work. It was beautiful, Josh. Shout out to you guys as well. I'm taking off the hat. I'm losing the hat. Shout out to you guys as well because you went in there and did your thing. You did your job, Joshua.
Clearly, you want to start, so we'll start with the Bears because I have a lot of thoughts on the Ravens, and I do want to talk a little bit about us. So we can start with the Bears because
I'll give my congrats to you first, though. That end of the play touchdown was incredible.
Oh my God.
I could talk about basically before I talk about the Bears. I could talk about basically every game except for what's it called? Except for Sunday Night Football. Because I was laying on my couch and I watched the first quarter hit 0. And then I blinked and there were 9 minutes in the fourth quarter. So it was up since 6:30 in the morning. So that does give me a little bit of wiggle room.
All right.
Well, holy shit. This team has done a complete 180.
Yeah.
180-degree flip. Momentum is the biggest thing in football. You could be a team full of shitters, but if you have momentum on your side, you can do almost anything. And right now, this Bears team looks legit. It is blowing my fucking mind. They're 5-4 over their past 9 games after starting 0-4 on the
You remember the conversations we were having in September about this team?
Oh my God, it was terrible. Oh my God, it was terrible. And now it's wild. The only thing I've talked all about Justin Fields, but another thing I want to talk about is the other side of the ball. Because that defense.
I got something I want to say about that.
Go ahead.
Man, I'm not sure if you're gonna like it, but I am gonna give a ton of credit to Matt Eberflus.
I'm giving a ton of credit to him as well. I am
think he has done an incredible job turning around this defense ever since October on. They've been
since one thing, Josh. One thing. Montez Sweat.
Yeah, actually, it's about around then. Actually, you're right. Yeah.
Because here's the thing that you got to realize, and what the Chicago Bears have always sucked at, is that you build a football team on either side of the ball from the trenches backwards.
Right.
Because once you get that pressure up the middle, once you get that pressure on the outside, it opens up the DBs and the linebackers to actually be able to make plays. And that's exactly what we've seen. Jaquan Brisker.
He's a monster.
17 tackles yesterday.
Jesus.
17 as a safety. A safety, 17 tackles. But you know what? Yesterday,
you have a guy also on your defense that I think I am ready to call a legitimate top 10 corner in the NFL. Jalen Johnson,
baby. Pay him.
I think it's time to call him what it is. Jalen Johnson is one of the 10 best corners in the NFL.
You pay him
this year, if we're talking about 2023 alone, he's one of the 5 best corners in football. He's been incredible this year.
Yeah, no, he has been incredible this year. Very happy with the product that we've seen from him, and just this whole secondary is really starting to click. They really are.
And I'm telling you, because I know I saw your little run the table video. I'll tell you right now, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that's
run the fucking table. It's alive and well, Joshua.
But here's what I'll say. You're what, 5-8 right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. You are 2 wins away from Matt Eberflus saving his job, maybe even 1. What do you think about that? Okay. I don't think that's a fact. What do you think about that?
It's such a weird situation.
First of all, actually, before I give you your opinion, do you agree with what I just said? Like, opinion aside, do you agree with what I said?
It's so weird. It's such a weird situation. I think that regardless of the Eberflus situation, that Luke Getsy is gone no matter what. I think that he's canned no matter what.
Okay.
But keeping Eberflus,
I loved the play design of that DJ Moore touchdown run.
That was awesome. That was awesome. But keeping Eberflus all depends if the defense keeps playing how they are right now.
Right.
And like that's the 2 biggest things about the Chicago Bears. I'm not ready to agree with you yet until I see the end of the regular season.
Okay.
I'm not ready to say that yet. Plus, I also have to see what coaching candidates are actually available. I think the Bears have to see that as well. They have to see who's actually available on the market.
And who is interested to go to Chicago.
Huh?
And to see which of those coaches actually would be interested in the Bears.
Yeah.
Because this is a year where it's not like last year where there's only going to be 3 or 4 or 5 openings. There's going to be a ton. So these guys are going to have options.
Which I feel like if the Bears turn around and they get 7 or 8, maybe even 9 if you get really lucky, then this is a top head coaching spot. This is a place where people want to go. Because regardless now,
if you win out, though, there's no way you fire him. Can you at least give me that?
Yeah,
there is a 0% chance Eberflus gets fired.
No,
he finished 9-8.
No, there's no shot. I think that the process might have taken a while. It took a little bit too long. Yeah. And still have a lot more to prove. There's still
this is also an incredibly young team that doesn't have didn't have too many veterans that were like ready to go out in week 1 and win. So I can't put that on Eberflus.
Because also that is the thing though. If you keep Eberflus, you're running with Justin Fields. You're not switching from quarterback at all.
Oh, I think Justin Fields,
are you ready to say it yet, Josh? I've been saying it for a couple weeks.
I'll say that I'm back on his hype train. In terms of, I absolutely I'm back on his hype train. He deserves that.
Okay.
Barring a complete collapse, which I would be shocked if it happened, but you can't just you have to throw it out there as an option. I would be shocked if it happened. I don't think it will. But barring something like that where he just sucks for the rest of the year, I don't think there's a question that he's the guy going forward.
100%. And the biggest thing that the Chicago Bears need right now, and this is so tough because it's a very hard ask. We need the Packers to lose one of their next 4 games.
And they got a very easy schedule too.
They got the Giants, the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Vikings.
Yeah.
We need them because then that leads to the possibility if the Bears win out that last game of the year at Lambeau is Bears-Packers potentially winning in.
Yeah, that's also depending what happens with the Vikings, Rams. You're welcome, by the way, and the entire NFC South minus Carolina, who are all 6-7 right now.
Yeah, 100%. But
all right, now can we go into Baltimore?
Yeah, just one closing note.
Right.
Fields is shutting up every single fucking hater out there, and I love to see it. The defense is playing electric. Now we got to look at Cleveland because that's a rough fucking game. So that's really it.
Right.
Go Bears. We're back.
I'll tell you right now, Jack, this is your timestamp for the clip because I got things to say. All right. I saw a post on Instagram after the Ravens game, and the question was, who was the biggest threat to the Ravens in the AFC? The Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Jags, the Bills, the Browns, who is it? And all of the Ravens fans in the comments said one thing, and I agree with them. The biggest threat to the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC are the Baltimore Ravens. If they can stay out of their own way, which has been their problem for years, there's no one in the AFC that is better than the Ravens, and there's no one that will beat them. I think I don't even know if that's even debatable based off what we've seen from the Ravens when they're playing at their peak. But the problem is, do I have faith that the Ravens are going to play the way they should and stay out of their own way for 4 straight games or 3 straight if you get the 1 seed? I have absolutely no idea. That's the question. But if they do, if they're able to stay out of their own way, I don't think there's any chance that anyone outplays us and beats us in the playoffs. At least in the AFC. I don't think it's even close. We are significantly more talented. We have veteran leaders, young players. It's a great core that is ready to win right now. The biggest and most important thing that's stopping the Ravens from winning a Super Bowl, and at the very least going to one, themselves. That is what I think about this team as a whole. Talking about yesterday, what I love to see, because we've seen the Ravens blow out teams this year. We've seen the Ravens win games close that were lower scoring. Because the Ravens defense has been what they've been all season long, the question then becomes, what happens if, for whatever reason, their fault, great offense to their side, scheme, whatever, if for whatever reason the Ravens defense doesn't play the way that they have been all year, can the offense carry the load and can the offense win a shootout? And the first time the Ravens had an opportunity to do that was yesterday, and the answer was a resounding yes. And I think that is massive because that was my one question. As good as this defense is, and they're capable of holding everyone to 20 or under, but realistically, that's probably not going to happen when you're in the playoffs facing off against the best of the best. Chances are at least once one of these offenses is going to play well. So can the Ravens offense keep up with them in a potential shootout? And yesterday we saw them do that. Lamar Jackson was great. Did he miss a couple throws? Sure. But guess what? Remember what I said about Odell Beckham at the beginning of the year? We didn't sign him for September and October. We signed him for November on. And we are right in that time is Odell's season. He was unbelievable yesterday. Like, really unbelievable. Like, not just on the catches he made, every route. And I was talking about this in my seat yesterday, that it's crazy to say this about a man who has torn his ACL twice. But he is the same athlete. Like, explosiveness, burst, agility that he was at his peak. That's not normal for a man who has torn his ACL twice. But every single route, like he actually, I'm not saying that he's still Odell, like he's not the best receiver in football or top 5 conversation, he's not. But athletically, it's insane to say this, but he really is the same player.
Yeah.
And Zay Flowers has been amazing. He was great yesterday making the plays. I love what I saw from this team. And it's just, the question is, as I said before, can they stay out of their own way? Because that's been the problem for them for the last few years. If they can stay out of their own way, the 49ers, I think, are the only team in the NFL that could outplay us.
Wow.
But, again...
What about Dallas?
Well, the thing with the Ravens and the Cowboys, I've been saying this a lot. The Ravens and Cowboys are the same team. They are. I've been saying, I think I said that a couple times on here, and I've been saying it to a lot of my friends a lot as well. Okay, yeah, because I forgot to say this. Sean McVay, especially in the red zone, schematically, like the reason why our defense didn't play well was because, I mean,
The Rams should not be where they are right now.
No. That said, Stafford was unbelievable. He made some insane throws yesterday, and Cooper Kupp is still Cooper Kupp, in case you guys forgot. But no, that said, you're right. They shouldn't be where they are. But going back to the Ravens and the Cowboys, they're the same team. They are a team that has been consistently really good for the last 5 years. That has been close, but everyone knows that number one question. Can they get over the top? Can they make it to an AFC or NFC, in Dallas's case, championship game, let alone Super Bowl? Because they haven't done that. They haven't even made it to a conference championship game, neither the Ravens or the Cowboys. Both teams are dominating in the regular season. Both teams have quarterbacks playing incredible football. If you want to tell me that the top 2 MVP candidates right now are Dak and Lamar, I wouldn't call you crazy. And it's just a matter of, and God, I didn't even realize this until just now. You also got 2 head coaches who have won Super Bowls in the past, but it was a while ago. Mike McCarthy doing it in 2010 and John Harbaugh doing it in 2012. Can they still lead a team to a Super Bowl? So I feel like a Ravens-Cowboys Super Bowl would be really interesting because they've been through such a similar journey over the last half decade. But I feel like we could beat Dallas if both teams played well. San Fran's the only one that's like, ooh, I don't know, because they're a buzzsaw right now. But I love what I'm seeing from this team. I really am, and it's just things are looking really good. I just know how they are.
Instead of Santa Claus eating your milk and cookies this year, what if it was just Phantom popping up?
That was the best one you've ever done. By far, that was the best one you've done. No question about it. The other ones weren't. It's like, that was just perfect timing. The timing hasn't been as good in the other ones. The other ones were just annoying. That was really good. I'm giving you credit there. My last point was that I just don't know if they can stay out of their own way long enough for them to get that Super Bowl, but I don't think there's any question that they're capable of doing it if they can.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I just went on for like 5 minutes straight.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I just talk now.
I just didn't say anything.
I actually do want to hear a non-Ravens fan's perspective of what you think about us right now and what I just said.
You guys look pretty fucking good. I mean, that game against the Rams, obviously in overtime, that was a little bit too close for comfort. But
yeah, especially
overall,
considering our last 4 games are Jacksonville, San Fran, Miami, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, that is a rough schedule to end off the year. But I think that you guys are perfectly fine. And right now, you hold down the number 1 spot, correct?
If they got the toughest final 4 games in the league, but if they go 4-0, the number 1 seed is ours.
Yeah, I think that you'll probably go 2-2 or 3-1 to end off this stretch. I mean, you got some rough fucking games, man.
They do, but if they go 2-2, I'm 3-1. I'd be fine with.
If you go 2-2, you end the season 11-5. There's
the only thing, and what I'm remembering is back in 2012, this team was, I forget the exact number, but I think they were 8-3, 9-3, around what they are right now. They were, I'll tell you in a second, they were 9-2. 9-2.
Yeah.
They finished the year 1-4 and eliminated themselves from that conversation of the top seeds, the first round buys. In 2000, the Titans were in the AFC Central. They wound up winning the division. But the Ravens have had a first round bye 3 times.
Yeah.
Twice, they lost in the divisional round. And the other one, they lost in the AFC Championship game. They've won 2 Super Bowls, one of which they didn't even win their division. And the other one, they finished 1-4 down the stretch, were a 4 seed. So part of me, I mean, obviously I would not be complaining about a 1 seed. I would never, ever complain about a 1 seed. But part of me is thinking that a 2 or even 3 seed might not even be a bad thing, because I don't know if rest is what this team wants. I think this is a team that needs to capitalize on momentum.
100%.
So there is that.
Like I said
2-2
earlier, bro,
split,
momentum is
what
the
would I be mad
biggest thing
for?
in football. Momentum
Yeah.
is the biggest thing in football.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
game changing. But yeah, no, I think that you guys will be fine. But hey,
Yeah.
we got a lot to discuss around the entire NFL.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of games to talk about.
I think that we fire off. Can I start off with one? Can I pick me, please?
All right, go ahead.
Fucking
That's
Zach
right.
Wilson, baby. Come
Yeah.
on now. Give a round of applause to Zach, because Zach deserves the fucking round of applause.
I'll give a round of applause to Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson in particular.
Give it to Zach, though. Come on.
You know what? I'll say this. And I promise I'm not hating just to hate. And I'll start by saying that he did have the best game of his career. And I'm not saying he was bad yesterday, because he wasn't. He played good football. But I've seen people saying that he was like lights out. Watching it back. Again, he was good. He played good. I'm not saying that he didn't. But I was a lot more impressed by Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson than I was Zach Wilson. I will say that. I also will mention that I got my upset of the week correctly. Jets over Texans. Now, that was strictly a weather pick, and I thought the Jets would win by 1. I didn't think the Jets would run them over. But I'm still going to give myself credit on getting the upset of the week correct. Especially considering it's not a game that a lot of people thought would be an upset. But because our show started the week before week 1, a lot of my offseason takes, I don't know if you heard, and I definitely didn't get the chance to talk about those offseason takes every week.
For sure.
But maybe you can argue my boldest take coming into the year, and this was obviously assuming that Aaron Rodgers was going to be his quarterback. But I was telling everyone that would listen that I thought at this point in time, again, assuming Aaron Rodgers would have been his quarterback, that Garrett Wilson would have fully solidified himself in the conversation for a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
Wow.
That was one of those takes that I had. I thought that we would be talking Hill, Jefferson, Brown, like Diggs, Lamb, and Garrett Wilson. I thought he'd be right in there.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done that, but whenever he's had a guy consistently throwing the ball, whether it's accurately or not, because he's proven to be able to catch them both, he's been really damn good. And I still think that with a good quarterback, I don't think that's a crazy take. Mm-hmm. I think with a good quarterback, he has that ability in him. Sure. I can't say it now because he hasn't had that quarterback to consistently give him the ball.
Yeah.
But I really do think if a quarterback consistently feeds him, Garrett Wilson has the ability to be in the conversation for the best receivers, maybe even the best. I don't even know in football. I think he's that good.
Yeah, I can see it 100%. Just the one thing that I really wanted to talk about is if I told you a week ago that the Jets were going to beat the Texans by 24 points, you would laugh in my fucking face and you pissed yourself.
Yeah.
Actually, just seeing that, because I remember, seeing the score pop up at the game, and I saw that it was 0-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
All right, expected. And then 30-6, 30 points. Also, over bettors in that game, dude. That's pretty wild. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
but Zach Wilson and those New York Jets, Breece Hall, as you said, they put on a fucking show. Yeah, and I'm just really shocked to see that. I was seriously surprised. That was one of my almost picks for upset of the week. I thought about it,
Well, the whole reason why I did it was the weather being what it was. Yeah. Now the Ravens game, forget the game. It was supposed to rain here it was not supposed to stop raining in Baltimore until like early this morning.
Yeah.
So it wound up raining on and off. So I don't necessarily know what the weather was for the Jets, but coming into the game, it was supposed to be rainy, which I'm pretty sure it was not necessarily raining the whole game. But the big thing was not gusts, sustained for the full game winds of 25 miles per hour.
I feel like every single game.
Do you know if that would wound up being the case in that game?
No idea, but I will say a couple things. I know the weather was bad. I feel like
I don't know if it was that bad or not.
I feel like every single time that I've watched a Jets game recently, it's just been dog shit weather. I feel like every single time I watch a Jets game. I don't know why. It's just always pissing down rain at MetLife. But also, when the weather affects what happens on the field this time of year. That's when the best football is played.
Yes.
When you get to December, when you get to January, this is when the best football is played. Why do you think the Chiefs are so good at home in the playoffs? Because it's snowing. It's ugly down there. That's how it goes, man. And that's why you need these. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And here's the thing. While we're talking about home field advantage in the playoffs, in the AFC, Kansas City, Baltimore. Now, they're not going to have a home playoff game, but Buffalo. Same thing. They're not going to have a home playoff game. They're probably not even going to make the playoffs, but Cincinnati, those stadiums, outdoors. In the NFC, Philly, outdoors. Then you have a team like Dallas in the NFC. Let's see, in the AFC, Jacksonville doesn't play indoors, but they play in Florida. Same with the Dolphins. That, I think, for those teams, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Jaguars, anyone else I'd be potentially blanking on that either plays indoor or warm weather, I think a top seed for them matters more because they,
100%, yeah.
I mean, it's tough for them to go into any stadium when you're used to playing indoor football and taking care of business in the cold and potentially snow or wind or whatever. I mean, we saw it in Lambeau for all those years. Yeah.
Fucking loser.
This is a Packers fan too. But it is very interesting to think about.
It is.
Hopefully CJ Stroud's okay. Putting the concussion protocol at the end of that game. Hopefully he's all right.
Yep.
We don't have any kind of updates. There's nothing really to talk about there.
Where's up?
But yeah. All right, let's move on.
Hey. New Orleans.
New Orleans? Okay.
I fucking hate the Saints so much. I hate them.
Yeah, because I was about to say if I watched back the highlights, I saw 28-6. I'm thinking, all right, let's watch back these highlights. Let's see New Orleans play a good, solid. They were awful.
Yeah, I mean,
like, the Saints were not good in this game at all.
But hey, thank God that they beat the Panthers, dude. This is crazy, Josh. I'm gonna have the number 1 pick 2 years in a row.
Yeah, you are.
2 years in a fucking row. I mean, knock on wood. They just have to lose 2 more games, right?
I mean, let's look at the standings here. Arizona's 3-10. New England's 3-10.
Yeah,
everybody else in the entire NFL has 4 wins or more, and then Carolina's now 1-12. So
yeah.
I do know
I need one more win.
that the way that, and I didn't know this until the other day because I was doing some research for a video that I wound up not even making, but the NFL draft pick order tiebreakers are actually different than playoff tiebreakers, which I did not know. But in the event that, let's say, theoretically, Carolina and New England both finish with the same record. Obviously, the first tiebreaker's head-to-head. They didn't play. The second tiebreaker, it's not conference record or divisional record. It's strength of victory, which I had no idea. So, the one win that Carolina has this year, do you remember who it was?
Oh my fucking God, it's the Falcons. No, Texans. Texans. That's right. God damn it.
You look at New England's wins this year, the 3 they've had so far, the Jets, who are 5-8, the Steelers, who are 7-6, and then the Bills, who are 7-6. So it comes down to the strength of victory for those teams.
Yeah.
So that's just an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Here's something for the Saints. Jimmy Graham, you know how he's back on the Saints, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Graham this season has 4 catches, 4 all season, 30 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has 4 catches this season. 3 of them were touchdowns, and the other one,
that's Jimmy Graham.
The other one yesterday was a massive 3rd down for a 12-yard pickup for a first down.
Dude,
and
that's Jimmy Graham.
All were in the end zone.
This is what Jimmy Graham did in his prime, too. That's Jimmy Graham football.
Yeah, but he didn't have but it's just on this.
Well, I mean, he had a lot more catches, but dude, red zone weapon right there. That's
Yeah,
what Jimmy Graham was.
unbelievable. Jimmy
The
Graham
red zone
is
tank himself.
yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
4 catches for 30 yards and 4 touchdowns in the year for Jimmy
But
Graham at
Carolina,
whatever age he is.
Carolina, please just keep losing. I beg. I'm begging that they keep losing. One game I want to talk about, it's kind of out of order, but
Yeah.
might be the best NFL game of the season, arguably.
Is it not Ravens Rams?
No, that's not the game of the year. The Vikings and the Raiders.
Sorry. I forgot about the game.
3-0. One score the whole game.
Speaking of which, we do have some good news that's breaking during this show. I don't know if you saw it, but Justin Jefferson, day-to-day chest injury, sounds like he's fine.
Good.
So
that was a rough hit. That looked like a bad hit.
Yeah.
He got
And
fucking popped.
yeah. Josh Dobbs, a man who's pretty smart, you would think would know not to throw that ball. But I told you guys, I take no joy in this because he's a very likable player and was easy to root for, but I take no joy in saying this, but I told you so. The guy's not good.
Yeah.
Like, at
Here we go,
all.
guys. Here's the drive chart of yesterday's game.
Yes.
Punt, miss field goal, punt, halftime, punt, fumble, punt, field goal, interception, punt, fumble.
Wow.
That's the game. Now that is fucking awesome. Isn't that awesome just to read that off?
That is insane.
I can't believe that, man.
That's insane.
Yeah. What's it called? It was just bad football. The Minnesota Vikings are not that good. They really aren't.
No.
And
again, I told you so on that one too.
yeah,
not that you disagreed.
I did?
I said not that you disagreed.
Oh, yeah. What's it called? They just it's brutal. And then also we gotta talk about something else. You pick a game real quick and talk about it.
All right. Let's go to Bills Chiefs.
Okay.
We're not going in order at this point. Bills Chiefs.
Oh,
first of all.
No. Pick a different game.
Okay. Let's just go back to the order. The first game. Oh, this is a great game. We definitely can talk about this. Bucks Falcons. Drake London. My God. He had a day. He had an unbelievable catch. And again, one of those things. What are you laughing at? What happened?
Nothing. We can talk about Bills Chiefs now.
What? No, hold on. Let's talk about Bucks Falcons now. Then we'll go to Bills Chiefs.
Okay.
Again, because the Ravens were playing obviously the 1 o'clock window, noon window for you. I know you're gonna do it.
Good.
But it was one of the things. I got home. I turned on Red Zone. You know, they flash the stat leaders on the side of the screen. And you see Desmond Ridder, 347 yards.
Doing this thing, baby.
Must have had a really good day. Went and
Yeah.
watched the highlights? No. He was not good. He had some bad misses in that game. That was, you talk about the stats not telling the full story. Oh my God.
Dude, that was one of my favorite picks of the week was the Bucks. That was one of my
I really was expecting to turn on the highlights of that game and see Desmond Ridder have the best game of his career. He was not very good. At all. Yesterday.
Shout out to the Bucks, man. Shout out to the Bucks going in there, even though they didn't play that well either. They just went to fucking work.
Is it bad if I hype up a team, then take it back and say they're bad, and try and disregard me saying that they were bad and just saying that I told you so, that this team isn't that bad in Tampa?
Yes, that's literally fucking hypocrisy.
Yeah, like that was the thing. Like at the beginning of the year, I was telling you guys about Tampa that I liked them. And then the middle of the season hit and it kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
But yesterday, they looked like that team that we saw at the beginning of the year that I remember I did like them. I thought they were really solid.
Yeah, you did.
Now the middle of the season being what it's been, I'm not gonna come on here and say that this is team that's gonna win the NFC South, but they are in first place now.
Yeah.
at 6-7.
Yeah, dude, they're doing a
But
fucking job.
and I do
Sorry.
I do think that that's the team that is going to win that division. I'm back on that hype train.
Yeah,
In
I
terms of,
think
like,
the Bucks are going to win
they're
it
the
all.
team to beat in the NFC South.
I think the Bucks
I
are
mean,
going to win
look
that
at me.
division. I mean, I had the fucking Saints going into this year, and I mean,
I
they're
just
still
realized
in.
something.
They're still in the race. What?
I just realized something. If
What?
I'm right, you know what that means? Cowboys at Bucks in the wild card again.
No way.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Love the Cowboys.
All
All right, you ready?
Now let's talk about Bills Chiefs.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, offsides. 100%. Oh, I didn't know what that was. Yet, very clearly offside.
Oh, you fucking cry, baby. You fucking cry, baby, man. Oh my God, Josh. You don't
I've
see a
never
lot of
seen
people
him
do
like
that.
that either.
You don't see a lot of people do that, man.
You don't see him do that.
No, you don't see it. You don't
He's
see
not
that.
a guy. Like, this is not a guy that, like, ever gets that upset. The worst you see out of Mahomes is trying to maybe get a penalty, which I really, I know people will hate this take, but listen, flopping is part of the game. And if you're going to put rules in place for roughing the passer to be called as easily as it is, if I'm coaching, I am teaching my quarterbacks how to flop and how to sell calls. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but as long as there are rules in place like that, I'm literally, if I'm a coach, I am making that a part of stuff I'm installing into my team is how to get my quarterback to draw penalties the same way you teach a guy like James Harden to draw 1,000 basketball. So with that, with Mahomes trying to get penalties, I've never cared about that. Yesterday, though, I don't know what he was doing because it's not like, I mean, it would still be like worth making fun of if he actually had a point just because of how crazy he went.
Yeah.
But like, what's so weird is that it was so clearly the right call.
Yeah.
Like, obviously. It's not like it was, there have been so many times this year where so many teams have been like, man, there was a call here that should have been made. Like, at least, but this was so obviously not one of those cases. Like, this was the clearly correct call. And to see not just Mahomes, but another guy who never does this, Andy Reid, in his press conference talk about how it was an embarrassment to the league.
Well, you know what the Chiefs are doing, Josh? They're not used to this.
Yeah.
They're not used to losing like this. And now they're sitting here crying because, oh my God, we lost a couple fucking games.
Yeah.
It's the same
Patrick
bullshit.
Mahomes has, with the exception of Super Bowls, has never played a playoff game, not played at Arrowhead Stadium, except for Super Bowls. Ever. That will change this year. So, yeah. I mean, that's going to be a different challenge for a team and the Chiefs that for literally the first time since Mahomes has been their quarterback.
The NBA rigged the in-season tournament so that LeBron wins it. That's the truth. That's literally just the truth. Because how do you get players to actually pay attention to this tournament and buy into the hype? You have LeBron James win it.
But the game wasn't like
that's the truth. No.
But where are
the
the calls? Where are the calls that went the Lakers' way that like was rigging the game?
No. I'm not talking about the refs. It's just that's the truth of it. Like it's deep under it. Like Adam Silver had a secret meeting with LeBron James and the LA Lakers, like in like a secret government base, and they're like, "Hey, you need to win this turn. You are winning this tournament."
Well, if he didn't have that meeting, they would not.
There's a microchip inside the basketball.
Okay. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like Space Jam.
I agree that the NBA definitely wanted the Lakers to win it.
No, they needed them. They
Of
needed
course.
those to win it.
Oh, there's no question about that.
But yeah, Michael Jordan will always be the GOAT, so it's okay.
I completely forgot my train of. Oh, Bills. Good job. Great
job.
win.
Yep.
You're still 7-6, and you're still right in the thick of a playoff race with a very difficult schedule. It's unfortunate that I'm gonna say this because I think they are a
Holy
very
fuck.
solid team.
Oh my God, no way you bring this up, dude. Did you know about this Cosmic place, right? I told you about
Yeah,
the
we
new
talked about it on
McDonald's.
Friday.
I tried to go there on Saturday, bro. I waited in line for an hour and I dipped because I was gonna have to wait for another 4 fucking hours.
Oh my God.
4 hours. I went
That's
and got
crazy.
Chick-fil-A. I went and got Chick-fil-A and I went the fuck home.
Sounds like business is good though.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go like tomorrow or Wednesday morning, you know, when like nobody will be there.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. That's got to be the move.
Yeah.
But now they do have games against the Chargers and Patriots in week 16 and 17. But because Buffalo is in the situation that they're in, and you got Dallas next week at home, and then you got Miami in week 18, I can't give you like this team's a force. Like they still have to make the playoffs. I think that they are out of the 7-6 teams in the AFC, which I can't believe I'm saying there are 6 of in Pittsburgh, Indy, Houston, Denver, Cincy, and Buffalo, all having the same record. I think they are the best of those teams. But because of the hole they dug themselves, they still got to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
With Dallas and Miami still on their schedule and
Yeah.
having to probably win both of those games.
Yeah, it's fucking rough. It's fucking
Yeah.
rough. We gotta talk about. Let's go to
Let's see. How about
waiting all day for,
Sunday night? Let's go. All right.
and then I think it's showtime that we just get into the fucking slate for tonight.
All right. If you want to, we can, but there are, I mean, unless there are a couple games I have some more thoughts on. Actually, it's just
what?
one. Never mind. It's just one after this one. But Eagles Cowboys.
I think it might be impossible to beat the Cowboys in Dallas.
Yeah.
I think it might be impossible. Like they're that fucking good.
We just talked about the importance of having an indoor team getting a high seed.
Bro, Jerry World is crazy. It's actually fucking nuts, man.
Yeah. It's nothing against Dak, because Dak is. If there's a quarterback that's going to win MVP, Dak is the guy. Dak deserves it. If we're talking about the quarterback that deserves MVP, Dak Prescott is the front runner, in my opinion.
Dak.
But I still think that Tyreek Hill is the most valuable player in the NFL. I do.
Mhm.
So if I had a vote, I still stand by that. I think Tyreek deserves it. But that being said, if this award's going to a quarterback, that quarterback is Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's even a debate.
100%. Dak has been playing his absolute ass off, man.
Like, really.
And deserves all the fucking credit in the world. Now, I still believe, especially tonight, if he balls out, Tyreek Hill deserves the MVP.
Yeah.
But we all know how the NFL is, and it's going to be Dak. 100%. Because Dak deserves it. Especially after beating the Philadelphia Eagles in Dallas and almost making a fool out of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
It's right away. It's instant. Dak Prescott.
Yeah. And we did this game, so a lot of my thoughts I gave during the game, obviously. But there's someone that I think needs so much credit. And for years, myself included, but I think a lot of people have been talking about how this guy is not a good coach. But Mike McCarthy, all season long, has done an incredible job.
He has.
Calling plays. I mean, that offense has been amazing this year. One of the reasons why CeeDee Lamb has been doing what he's been doing is because of the creativity of Mike McCarthy putting him in all of these different situations. So a guy that has gotten pretty much nothing but slander from NFL fans, and I will include myself in the conversation because I've been doing it for years now. I think we need to all take a look at Mike McCarthy and say, no, this guy has done a great job. And I think he deserves that credit. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
He's done an amazing job for them this year. And there's so many coaches that deserve it. So I'm not going to say he's the front runner, but give that man some votes for Coach of the Year. I really do think that. Yeah. All right. The last game I wanted to talk about. The other ones we can just skip over for time's sake. But Jags Browns. Joseph Vincent Lacko. Wow. Again.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He did his job. Sorry, I was just commenting back to trolls. So I'm back.
Joe, I mean, credit to
Joe's
him.
the guy. Joe's the fucking guy, and I'm
Can we
nervous.
get you out of Cleveland though and play somewhere else where I can root for you?
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
I
nervous
am
to play
so
this.
torn watching this because, like, I'm so happy to see Joe Flacco ball out, and then I remember that it's for the Cleveland fucking Browns.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Joe Flacco because he now has the third most wins by a quarterback in that stadium's history
Mm-hmm.
because he beat them so many times. That's his first win as Browns quarterback, but he is the third most wins in that stadium's history by a quarterback because he came in there and beat him so many times.
That's wild.
So all Joe does is win in Cleveland, so we shouldn't really be surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah, Martin Emerson's been great all year. He had 2 picks yesterday on Trevor Lawrence, who, I mean,
Yeah. I'm nervous, bro. I'm really
hopefully
nervous.
he's better for Sunday night because I really do want to see us. I want to see the Ravens against this gauntlet because I want to see how they hold them. I want to see how they hold up against a team like Jacksonville. They hold up against a team like San Fran, Miami, and the team that always gives us struggles in Pittsburgh.
For sure.
I want to see it. I want to see us against the Trevor Lawrence team.
100%.
See how we do. All right.
Agreed.
There we go. Those are the games. Now we have to get into both Monday night football games where are starting at the same time.
Weird. Sucks. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it.
Me too.
Hate it.
Speaking
one
of
game should start at 6, the other one should start at 8, or any other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about hate it? Picks this week. I went 6-7. Michael did a little bit worse, but 5-8. So me and Michael really struggling here on picks. But what is really the reason why I hate that is because both the fans and Burns did not. I went 6-7. Michael went 5-8, and you and the fans are both sitting at 10-3.
Yeah! Come on, boys. Yeah, baby. That's what we're talking about. Come on now. Cooking with fire over here.
So
I'm on a fucking heater. I'm on a fucking heater, man. Oh, and I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll.
Well,
first game.
I assume you can give this first pick pretty easily without much consideration.
Sure.
This is my lock of the week. Titans Dolphins.
I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm taking the Miami Dolphins. I think they cover too. I got a minus 13.5. I think they're going to win by
cover?
2. Yeah, I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. They are going to feed Tyreek Hill the ball. They're going to feed Tyreek Hill the ball the entire game. Also, one of my buddies sent me this morning, right?
Yeah.
He coined it the meme lay. And I placed it because I just want you to hear this, Josh. It's 10 legs. Hold on. Braxton Berrios, no first touchdown. Cedric Wilson Jr., no first touchdown. Chig Okonkwo, no first touchdown.
Okonkwo, he went to Maryland.
Durham,
what do you mean no first touchdown?
Not to score the first touchdown. Like
you can bet on someone not scoring the first touchdown. That's hilarious.
Yes. Durham Smith, not to score the first touchdown.
Jeff Wilson
Jr. Shut up! Jeff Wilson Jr., not to score the first touchdown. Julian Hill, not to score the first touchdown. Nick Westbrook.
Akine.
Fuck you, not to score the first touchdown. River Minecraft, not to score the first touchdown.
Minecraft.
Yeah, no, Minecraft. Dude, my buddy, that's what he said. Who the fuck is River Minecraft?
You know, I know
And then
he scored against us in that Miami game last year.
yeah, so 8 people not to score the first touchdown. And then Tyreek Hill over 7.5 receptions and Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown.
How much money would you win off that, though? Like, I feel like that can't pay that much.
10 to win 30.
I mean, Okonkwo will probably boost that a little bit.
Yeah, it's like $10 to win 30. Don't worry, I fucking placed it and I'm locked in, dude. I was on an absolute heater yesterday.
Wait, so that'd be $1 to win 3.
Yes. Isn't that awesome? So
Yeah,
all you really, obviously, you have to sweat out Tyreek Hill, but all you really have to sweat out is the first touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be sit there like shitting my pants watching who's gonna score this first touchdown, dude. I'm nervous.
All right, what's your score for this game? Because we do have another game that I know you do want to talk about.
Show that. I got the Dolphins minus 13.5, the under 46, and Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. So I'll take Yeah, is that 27 to 13. Dolphins.
Right, there you go.
Yep.
I went 34-14.
Sneaky.
But you said 27 what?
27 to 13 Dolphins.
13. Okay.
Also, I had
All
a video that popped off talking about Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, it did. It did pop off.
Go and watch that because I gave my honest take, and it's the fucking truth about Major League Baseball.
I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah. All right.
Do not disagree at all.
Who's your pick? Oh, yeah. You said Miami.
Me, Michael, and the fans all swept here on Green Bay. I have a feeling you're not going to be doing that here. A lot of pre-Super Bowl era playoff history between these two teams, so you can enjoy that on the ticker.
Fuck. You see, here's the thing. I don't care that much because I had a good week of picks. Right? So if I miss on one game, it is what it is.
Right. And you already got your designated upset of the week pick right.
Yeah. When the moon meets your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Da-na-na. Tommy Cutlets goes into New York and beats the fuck out of the Packers. Da-na-na. Giants +6 and no +7.5 and the over. And Jordan Love throws 3 interceptions.
Oh.
Do-do-do-do-do. The Packers, they will probably win because they cheat in every NFL game. So, yeah, give me the fucking Giants. 30 to 23, Giants win.
That is your clip, by the way, for you. That is going to be your clip. That was very good.
Jack.
He's there.
When the moon meets your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
I like how you have to read off the
Hyatt
lyrics
first
on that.
touchdown. Huh?
I like how you read the lyrics on that one too.
No, I didn't read the lyrics.
Oh, I
When I was doing it, I was looking through my bets and then I pulled up.
Oh.
I pulled up the picture of Tommy fucking Cutlets. Look at that fucking sandwich, Josh. Holy shit, man. Yeah, no, my parents, they asked what I wanted for dinner. Well, they're getting fucking Chinese food. Not me. I'm making something fucking Italian and I'm eating it tonight. I'm so locked in. I just don't even like Chinese food that much either. Is that weird?
That's not.
I only like deep fried rice. But yeah, what's your pick?
I went with Green Bay. 30 to 20. I told you I really have liked what I've seen from Green Bay this year. Not this
But
year.
yeah, the actual lay is Giants +7.5, the over at 43, and Saquon Barkley over 70.5 rushing yards.
I think all three of those could very easily hit.
Make a fire sandwich. I make some good fucking sandwiches, dude. I'm not even kidding. One of my things I eat, yeah, Chinese food isn't that good. One of the things I eat all the time at school is I get sourdough bread. Always fucking sourdough, dude. Best bread out there. And then I'll go cheese, salami, and some prosciutto. It's salty. If you like salty things, holy fuck, it's good, man. It's good. It's good. It's good. Maybe even a pickle on there, or maybe some mustard if you're really feeling it. But yeah, those are my 2 picks tonight. And obviously, the last lay that I had is I parlayed the Dolphins.
CJ Stroud has been diagnosed with a concussion. So
come
he is officially has to clear protocol before he can play. So that's
Damn.
big for a team trying to make a playoff push.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
was
go
big.
ahead.
But then I got parlay the Giants plus 7.5 and Miami minus 13.5. And one more thing, I have to show you what I won yesterday.
Let's see. What did Burns win yesterday? We're about to find out. I'm intrigued. I have no idea what this is going to be. Whoa, it's a big
Yeah.
thing.
Instead of Santa Claus eating your milk and cookies this year, what if it was just Phantom popping up out of nowhere and Phantom taxing your milk and cookies? What would you do? Be honest.
Well done, Jack.
Yeah.
Well done.
Fuck yeah, I won it. I actually didn't win it. Some guy won it, and then I bought it off of him. But, so I thought I'd show you.
That was good, Jack.
Was that Jack who did the Phantom tax?
Yep.
I thought it was you, you fucking scumbag. Wow. Jack,
Nope.
we're gonna have a conversation. But I got nothing else.
Yeah, no, that'll do it.
That's gonna do it.
That'll do it. This is a fun show.
Yeah, this was a very fun show. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. So does Josh.
41
as well.
episodes in.
The Bears are back. They are officially back. Like, it's set in stone. They're back now. The Ravens have been here, but they're back too. Fuck the Packers tonight, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
All right. See you guys then.
Deuces. Tommy Cutlets, baby.